Have you ever justified a mistake instead of admitting it? This question is at the heart of Mistakes Were Made But Not By Me, a compelling exploration of the human psyche by Tavris and Elliot Aronson. The central theme of this book is cognitive dissonance, that uncomfortable feeling we experience when our actions and beliefs don't quite match up. According to Tavris and Aronson, we often go to great lengths to resolve this dissonance. And how do we do that? By justifying our mistakes, rather than admitting them. It's a fascinating insight into the human mind, revealing how our need for self-consistency can sometimes lead us astray. But the story doesn't end there. The book further delves into the concept of self-justification, a byproduct of cognitive dissonance. This tendency to protect our self-image can lead us down a slippery slope of irrational choices. And that's just the start of our journey into understanding cognitive dissonance and its profound effects on our lives. Do you realize how far we can go to protect our self-image? This question is at the heart of Mistakes Were Made, But Not By Me. Authors Tavris and Aronson delve into the complex psychology of self-justification. We, as humans, have this intrinsic tendency to protect our self-esteem, our self-image, at all costs. It's a defense mechanism, a survival instinct. But here's the kicker. This instinctive self-justification can lead us down a treacherous path of making increasingly irrational decisions. We may find ourselves in a precarious situation, simply because we want to maintain a positive view of ourselves. We don't want to admit that we might have been wrong, that we might have made a mistake. It's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it? And it's not just about individual choices. Tavris and Aronson use fascinating case studies to illustrate how individuals and groups navigate cognitive dissonance. It's a compelling journey into the human psyche. From political scandals to personal relationships, how does cognitive dissonance manifest in our lives? In Mistakes Were Made, But Not By Me, Tavris and Aronson present compelling case studies that reveal the pervasive influence of cognitive dissonance on our lives. Let's delve into a few examples. Consider a politician who, after being caught in a scandal, adamantly denies any wrongdoing. Despite mounting evidence to the contrary, they continue to insist on their innocence. This is a classic example of self-justification at work, with the individual attempting to reconcile their actions with their self-perception as a person of integrity. Now let's shift gears to a more personal context. Imagine a man who invests heavily in a relationship that's clearly not working out. He's aware of the issues, but instead of addressing them, he convinces himself that the relationship is worth the struggle. This again is cognitive dissonance at play. He's justifying his decision to stay, probably to avoid the discomfort of admitting a bad decision. How about a business leader who's made a risky investment? As the venture spirals towards failure, instead of pulling the plug, they keep pouring in more resources, hoping to turn things around. They're caught in the trap of self-justification, unable to accept their initial mistake. These examples are just the tip of the iceberg. Cognitive dissonance is a universal phenomenon, occurring across cultures and contexts. It's a powerful force that can lead us to make increasingly irrational decisions, all in an attempt to maintain our self-image. But understanding this process is the first step in mitigating its effects. By recognizing when we're falling into the trap of self-justification, we can challenge ourselves to pause, reassess, and potentially make different choices. These case studies show us the power of cognitive dissonance and the lengths we go to justify our actions. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being aware of our biases and striving for growth. After all, as Tavris and Aronson remind us in their book, acknowledging our mistakes is the first step toward personal development. What can we learn from our propensity to justify our mistakes? Mistakes Were Made, But Not By Me offers a deep dive into the human psyche, exploring how we navigate the rough seas of cognitive dissonance. The authors, Tavris and Aronson, unravel the power of self-justification, revealing how our desire to protect our self-image can lead to a cascade of irrational choices. In dissecting case studies ranging from political scandals to personal relationships, the book offers a mirror to our own biases. It's a stark reminder that we're all susceptible to self-justification, and the lengths we'll go to maintain a positive view of ourselves can be staggering. But there's hope. These insights challenge us to embrace humility in our decision-making and to be more self-aware. The journey of personal growth begins with acknowledging our mistakes, for it's in these moments of honesty that we truly learn. Remember, acknowledging our mistakes is the first step toward personal growth. Until next time, keep learning and growing.